Hi everyone, my name is Courtney. I write under the pen names Lyra Parish and I'm one half of the USA Today best-selling duo Kennedy Fox. And today I'm going to talk about my 4th month of being a full-time self-published author. If you're new here, I quit my job on March 1st of 2020 to write full-time, and each month since I have updated you all with the things that I've accomplished, the things that have gone wrong, and basically a monthly overview of being a full-time author. Before we get started, I wanted to quickly do the comment shout out of the week. If you want to be featured in my videos, all you have to do is leave a comment below this one and I will randomly choose one person to be featured. Appreciate you all being here. I'm so glad that you're a part of this little community. Thank you so much. Without further ado though, let's go ahead and talk about June. June was a dumpster fire. I'm just gonna be honest, technology hated me the entire month, but there were some really great things that happened as well. We rebranded a backlist series, The Bishop Brothers for Kennedy Fox, and our new covers were well received. With that launch, we decided that we wanted to do hard covers and we wanted to sell those on our website. And it was like, yes, we're gonna finally do hard covers. It's something that we've been wanting to do for a long time and we haven't done that yet. That's where the issues started. Mandy Lynn talks about Ingram on her channel a lot and all the issues, and we not had any issues when it came to paperbacks, but with hardbacks, OMG. That's all I have to say. There were issues with our template. It got to the point where I just asked our cover designer if she could send me the PSD files so I could continue to tweak these files where Ingram would actually accept them. And after about 2 weeks of going back and forth, looking at proofs, all of that, we finally got the 4 books approved. We actually got proof copies and they look really good. Ingram was the beginning of the fall of it all. So we put the hardcovers on our website for people to pre-order, and then our website crashed. For 4 days, it crashed. And I am the web designer of the Kennedy Fox brand and I did not know what happened. And I have been building websites for like 20 years and I have never seen anything like this. I was on the phone with GoDaddy. I was talking through tech support with WooCommerce. I was even talking to tech support with Divi. I was on forums for WordPress. It was just a living nightmare. I eventually figured out what the problem was. I was 100% convinced it was WooCommerce, but WooCommerce kept telling me that it wasn't though. Long story short, if you update your WooCommerce and your website crashes to the point that anytime you update anything, a shop product or an image on a blog post or whatever the case is, check your WooCommerce database. One of our database folders had 4 gigs of stuff because it kept trying to update itself and it was just constantly bogging up memory. And once I figured out that and I cleaned out the database, no issues. The website worked super fast. I was trying to be proactive. We were doing pre-orders for our hardcovers, crashed the website. We got emails from people about how they wanted to order these and cut it. We got messages on Instagram about how the website was down and it was just a disaster. All of our Facebook ads were leading to our website. So it was really bad. And my hard drive crashed all in the same time period, which I already told y'all about that. I was able to save my wedding photos, but the hard drive is pretty much gone and I've just come to terms with it. It's totally okay, but it did suck. I now have a solid state drive. It can be dropped 10 feet and dunked in water. So hopefully Clumsy Courtney will not mess that one up. We had a BookBub sale that did really well. We found new readers for our roommate duet series, which I always enjoy hearing that people find us from like a freebie because that means that it works. You give away a free book, people really enjoy it. They will go through your backlist and read all of your books. And so we had some new people join our Facebook group. We had some new readers follow us on Instagram. It was just a very successful sell and it went really well. I also made a bunch of images for a book that releases in the fall and for our book that releases next week. And so I probably did about 200 images in Photoshop. I'm telling you, it was a technology month for me. I actually don't mind doing images. I kind of enjoy it compared to going to my day job. So no complaints for my part. Another thing that was a really big accomplishment that I am super happy about is I set up all of my individual accounts on the platforms to relaunch Lyra Parish. Now that I've got all of my accounts created under my LLC, like I feel like I've gotten a huge thing marked off my list because it's not as easy as like, oh, let's just sign up for this. Some of them have to deposit a few pennies or whatever into your bank account to confirm it and do all that. So it's kind of a 2-step process, but they are all ready. They are all confirmed. And so I have all of my accounts on Amazon, Apple Books, Kobo, Barnes & Noble, and Google Books ready to go. They are just just waiting on me to rewrite those blurbs and to rewrite those books and to get them put out there. I actually came up with a good launch plan, and so my goal is to launch a book per month starting in January of 2021 until my entire backlist is out there in the world by the end of 2021. And then in 2022, I've got some books that I started in my Google Drive that are probably 65-70% finished, and so I'm going to kind of rewrite the beginning of those, finish those books up, and then get those out in the world come 2022. So that is the goal. Y'all know that my Lyra Parish books are going to help my dad financially with all of his medical bills and like his stay for his long-term care and all of that. And so I'm really excited to get that stuff back out there because I know that it's gonna go to a good cause. And that's motivation to get it done and to not lollygag, because I know that those books are going to help my dad. Another thing that I accomplished was I updated all the thumbnails on my YouTube channel. Some of y'all probably didn't notice, but some of y'all may have. And it was, I'm not really sure if it was a mistake yet. It might have been. I made them all pink and then I was like, this is really boring. I don't really like this at all. Then I went back and I made them all colorful and I really like them. I lost my old thumbnails because they were on my hard drive, and so I was like, you know what? We're just gonna redo it all. So I did that. It's still to be determined if that was a good idea or not. And then with my reading, I did not finish any books. I started a bunch, but toward the end of the month, I was just not in the right headspace to be able to read for enjoyment or to read to educate myself. I just couldn't do it, and I tried and I couldn't focus, and I just was like, you know what, I'm not able to read right now, and that's okay. Right here, all these books that are facing downward are all the books that are on my TBR list. There's so many and I want to read them, and I actually feel a lot better this month than I did last month, and so I will probably start picking those up again and reading a few chapters before I go to bed. Why I just felt like I was completely losing it the second half of June was because my dad's insurance exhausted and they were ready to kick him out of his facility, or he was gonna have to pay $225 a day, which is over $7,000 a month. That is the price of a mortgage for a multi-million-dollar home, and my dad could not afford that. And I was very stressed out, and I realized that when I have anxiety attacks, it typically has to do with things with my parents. It is like a trigger for me because I feel like I have zero control. It was very hard because I knew that my dad couldn't go home. He needs around-the-clock care, and the place that he was at was not giving him the care that he deserved, and I knew that I had to get him out of there. I applied for all these things for him to get help financially, and he was denied because he has a good amount of money in his retirement savings account that is supposed to last him and my mother the rest of their lives. It's their nest egg. Spending $7,000 a month would have depleted that very quickly, and I can't afford to pay $7,000 a month, so I was freaking out. I was literally just, and I was so worried, and the anxiety issues that I was having back in February quickly returned, and it was just overwhelmed for me. I just couldn't focus enough. I dropped YouTube, I dropped Instagram, I dropped Facebook, and I focused on the stuff that we had to get done for Kennedy Fox, and I focused on my parents. I was able to find my dad a new place that was half the price. He can actually afford to pay for about 8 months at this new place before he runs out of money, which tells me that I've got 8 months to republish my backlist to help him with his stay. The new place I'm very happy about. They treat him like a human being. They treat him like he's family. He's going to start getting his physical therapy again soon. 8 months will fly by. I know that in a blink, 8 months will be here, and then I'll have to make more decisions. But I'm hoping that now that he has time, he can start rehabilitating, and it gives me a little bit more time to get my backlist relaunched and help him pay for that, where he does not have to dip into his life savings. I'm highly motivated to help him, but that's what was going on in June for me. Like, my dad's stuff just knocked me off my axis. If I would have made this video a week ago, before July 1st, I probably would have just cried during the whole video. I'm a lot better now. Life is good, and I really have no complaints. I go to sleep at night knowing that my dad is being taken care of. One day at a time. It's my motto. With all of that being said, June was a hard month for me. My personal life and my professional life, with all the issues that I had to deal with, it seemed like every time I turned a corner, there was a problem. But that happens. It can't always be rainbows and butterflies. In my head before I quit my job, I was like, life is gonna be just so perfect. Everything is gonna be just 100% amazing every single month. And it is amazing, and I don't regret quitting my job whatsoever. I've got more time to spend with my family. I've got more money in my savings account than I've ever had. I'm in a good place in my life. But 2020 is a dumpster fire, and so, you know, with everything else going on, I'm just taking it as it comes. Taking everything one day at a time. That's how my month went. If you have any questions, as always, please feel free to leave them below. And yeah, I hope y'all have an amazing, incredible week. You accomplish all your goals and you write all the words, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye guys.